Frequent communication helps you sell more. That is just a fact. It's just a reality. If you want to deepen a relationship with your clients, you want to deepen a relationship with evangelists, you want to deepen a relationship with your spouse, frequency of communication improves trust, and frequency of communication also helps you establish your level of expertise. That's all there is to it. So the more you communicate, the more you sell. Now, let's talk about why. This depth of trust happens because when people are familiar with you, you become more predictable. They learn what they can expect from you. And when people learn what they can expect from you, they feel like they can trust you. And that's why frequency of communication helps to build trust. Now, let's talk about the expertise you establish with frequency of communication. You have the ability, if you communicate with someone on a regular basis, to influence their thinking, because there are 3 ways to get through to people, 3 ways to influence the behavior and the thought process of another person. The first way is with primacy, the first thing they hear. People are influenced by the first thing they hear. The second is recency. People are influenced by the last thing they hear. That's true of just about anyone. They're influenced by the last thing they hear before they go off to make a decision. Now, the third factor is repetition. It's repetition in communication. So the more often you say something, the more you're going to be able to influence people. So if you're hitting them first, you're hitting them last, and you're hitting them often over and over again, you're going to be able to influence them. Let's say you're using an educational message. Primacy, frequency of communication, and recency are all going to help you with your educational message. So if you're an expert in a particular area of the practice of law, you can educate people on what they need to be successful to avoid the risks in your practice area. And if you're saying it over and over again using different language, if you say it first, if you say it last before they make a decision, you have the ability to influence their thought. So frequency of communication is important from the standpoint of educating people. Now, I use the example of an attorney, but you could be a financial advisor, or you could be someone who's selling manufacturing equipment. And if you're educating people on the value you provide with your product or with your service, and you're doing it over and over again, they're going to look to you as someone who's an expert. So how can you take advantage of this strategy of frequency of communication? Well, there are a number of different ways. Let's start broad and let's go more narrow. So the first thing you can do is you can communicate with people once a year. Let's say you send out a holiday card once a year, or you send all your clients or all your prospective clients or all of your evangelists a birthday card once a year. That's not going to have a very high level of influence. You may be able to connect with them that one time a year and follow up with a phone call, get them on the phone and influence them to come to a meeting that you're having, or remind them of how great your relationship with them is. That's fine, but once a year is not going to cut it. Let's move up to more frequently. Let's say you do a written newsletter once a month. Now you send out an educational newsletter once a month, and it's in writing, and it goes to their office or it goes to their home, and they read it. So once a month, you're in front of them. Maybe the newsletter sits around on their desk or on their coffee table. Maybe they pass it along to someone else who could use the educational material that you're providing. That's good. And maybe when they need to make a decision, they refer back to your educational newsletter, or they pick up the phone and they call you based on something you've written because they're thinking about making a decision. So maybe the newsletter takes advantage of recency. Maybe the newsletter also takes advantage of repetition. But the monthly newsletter is missing out on one thing. It's missing out on primacy. You're not hitting them with a new idea first because the newsletter is probably sitting around for a while. Now let's say you up the ante and you communicate with them on a weekly basis. every week you're sending out an email newsletter and you're educating them on a topic of interest in your area of expertise. Now what happens? You get the benefit of the repetition over and over again. You're in their email box and you're hitting them with an educational message over and over again. And they're starting to realize that you know what you're talking about, because a couple of times your newsletters seem to show up just in the nick of time, right when they needed to make a big decision. That's the recency effect. It's also the primacy effect, because maybe you tell them what to do before something bad happens. With a weekly email newsletter, you take advantage of all three. Take advantage of primacy. You can influence them before they make a decision. Take advantage of recency. They hear your message before they make a decision and they decide to call you. And repetition, because they're getting your email newsletter every week over and over again. Now, I'm really going to blow your mind, because I'm going to tell you that you can actually be more communicative. You can employ more recency. You can take advantage of primacy with absolute certainty, and you can be sure that you're going to be the last thing they hear before they make a decision if you do something like I'm doing right now. You're watching this video right now, perhaps because I sent it to you, perhaps because you stumbled upon it, but I make one of these videos every day. If you go to my YouTube channel, Dave Lorenzo on YouTube, go to my YouTube channel, you will see the Dave Lorenzo Daily. That's a daily video I do, and it's blasted out to all of my YouTube subscribers every day. I also post a video every day on Instagram. I post several videos every day on Facebook. I post videos every day on Twitter. I post videos every day on LinkedIn. Why do I do that? Because I want to communicate with those who want to speak with me on a daily basis. So if you're looking for daily information on sales, you're going to get it from me every day on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on Facebook, on Instagram, but also on YouTube, several times a day on YouTube. This is taking advantage of primacy. It's taking advantage of recency. It's taking advantage of repetition every day. Now, what's practical for you? What do I want you to do right now? What I want you to do right now is I want you to decide whether you're going to make a weekly video like this one, or you're going to write a weekly article. My preference would be that you write an article every week, and my preference would be that you drop it into an email system and send it out on a weekly basis. Drop it into an email system, send it out to everyone you know. Send it out to your clients, send it out to prospects, send it out to the people who are evangelists for you every week. What should your topic be? That depends on the business you're in. If you're in a business-to-business setting, you can get away with an educational topic every single day. If you're in B2B, you should be doing a weekly email newsletter that educates your prospective client all the time. Because in the business-to-business setting, people want to be educated on the overall economy. They want to be educated on their industry. They want to be educated on the specific problems your product or service can solve. Business to business, you can go 100% educational all the time, even if you're doing daily videos. These videos, I'm doing them every single day. I'm educating you every day. Why? Because there are people who want to hear a sales message every day. That's absolutely true. They want to get better. These people want to focus on growing. Maybe you want to focus on growing. That's why you're visiting my videos every day. If you're in the business to consumer space, what I want you to do is I want you to create a topic rotation. So if you're a financial advisor and you're looking to connect with people who are clients, if you're an attorney and you're a trust and estates attorney, or you're a family law attorney, or you're a real estate attorney focused on residential real estate sales and you're not targeting brokers, what I want you to do, I want you to create a topic rotation. And I want every 5 weeks the topics to turn over. So week 1, you're going to do something in the community. Week 2, you're going to do a public interest story, like something you would read in the National Enquirer or see on a tabloid TV show. Week 3, you're going to do a message about your industry. Week 4, you're going to do, again, something in the community, or you're going to do a movie or a book review. And then week 5, you're going to make an offer. You're going to want people to come to an event you're hosting, or you're going to invite people to opt in to get free information from you. So that's your 5-week topic rotation if you're in a business to consumer setting. Business to business, you can educate every week. Business to consumer, you talk about what you do on week 3 and you make an offer in week 5. The other 3 weeks, you're doing community interest stuff or stories that are in the news or things that are entertaining that are going to draw people into you. Here's the bottom line. Frequency of communication builds trust. You know that. I've been saying it over and over again. Remember? Repetition. However, frequency of communication can take many different forms. So your assignment is to right now immediately decide, are you going to do a video each week or are you going to do a written article each week? If you choose a written article, I want you to write out 5 of them in a row and have them ready to go. If you choose a video, I want you to turn your phone on and do 5 videos using the topic format that we outlined. If you're in the B2B setting, business to business setting, I want you to do educational videos. If you're in the business to consumer setting, I want you to use the 5-week topic rotation that we mentioned. Do this right now. The frequency of communication will build trust. Drop the videos or drop the article into your email system and send it out once a week. I'm Dave Lorenzo, and until next time, I'm hoping you do this and sell more.